Nice. Wow, Maria made me such a cool introduction. Like, I don't know how am I gonna cope with that, but thank you so much, everybody, for coming here today. This is my first time in Riga, even though I am from Estonia. So I got some crazy maneuvers today from the bus driver, and I wasn't sure if I'm gonna get here alive, but here I am, and today I'm here to share you a story of how I decided to give up my role as a CEO at my company, but how I still serve as a founder. Forever, I serve as a founder in my company, and how I transitioned into a new role at Testlio as a chief testing officer. So before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I think it would be great for everybody to understand what we do at Testlio and like some milestones that we have achieved over the past few years. So I started, so Testlio is a company that connects software testers with companies that need testing for their products. So we really we test apps to fuel great customer experiences. And we do that through our community of testers. And I started the company, I had the idea for Testlio back in 2012 when I was frustrated as a tester in the industry because my time wasn't appreciated. Testers were kind of competing with each other a lot in different crowdsourced testing platforms. And there was really no collaboration and teamwork happening between the team members. And like I kind of started losing a lot of my motivation. And then eventually my today husband and co-founder Marko went to a local hackathon in London called Angel Hack. And out of 64 ideas in London, we won. And eventually we got to present our idea of Testlio in the finals, where we won $25,000 as an investment. And that really gave us a good motivation to push Testlio forward and see what's going to happen. I really never had an idea that like I could become an entrepreneur one day, but as I didn't see anybody really solving my problems in the market the way I saw them to be solved, I had to do something about it. And then in 2013, we also went through an accelerator program called Techstars. Techstars was an amazing experience, gave us a lot of insights, like how entrepreneurship really is. And we also got like an investment which fueled our growth trajectory. Then from there on, we signed our first customer that like kind of fits our today's product. That was a company called Accompli that eventually sold to Microsoft, and this is how we kind of expanded in Microsoft our services as well and our platform. And then we kept growing and growing. We had tons of challenges on our way to our success. But eventually we did our seed round, and then back in 2016 we also did our Series A. And today we are a team of 60 people. We have 3 offices today. Our team in the US is mostly distributed, but we also have an office in Tartu and Tallinn. And we have grown our community of software testers to 15,000 testers around the world, which is amazing. And that's what really motivates to make Testlio a success, because I know that we can provide so many testers around the world with jobs, as well as give them more opportunities to test our products better, so everyone eventually would be happier. So Today, I came here to just really share my story. As you saw from the timeline, like everything seems to be going well. We have a good product that is being used by the top companies in the world. We serve customers like hotels.com, Microsoft, NBA. So there are lots of very cool companies, and we have like thousands and thousands of testers. But like over the years that I've been building Testlio, I've seen Testlio from so many different perspectives, and I've seen my company grow through challenges, grow through successes, and it's been an awesome journey. But still, for some reason, I decided to transition from my role as a CEO because I just didn't see myself as the right fit for the role. And over the years, I've held like tons of different roles in the company, and I'm sure that a lot of founders that we have today here in this audience, as well as people that have just joined like new startups and they are like the first employees, we all strive like to survive the first years of the company, because we have to find the product market fit, we have to find the customers, like we have to find people that are ready to help us build our product, right? So when I first started with Testlio, like I really never aspired to become an entrepreneur or anything. So I really didn't have any expectations for it. So when we started with Testlio, I was a tester, I was a project manager, I was recruiter, I was recruiting like this global community of testers to join our platform. I was doing sales, I pulled in our first customers and first revenues. I helped to do product development, and then at the same time as our company grew, I had to start managing people, had to work with financials, raise money for the company. Like there were so many different things that I've done over the years. And today I serve as a testing officer in my own company. And seriously, I really couldn't be happier about it. Because over the years, we take on many roles, and it's okay, because in the first years, like we want the company to be successful no matter what, so we're ready to do anything for the success. But as we grow, like we get to know our strengths and weaknesses. So I've done a lot of self-reflection on myself in the past, like what am I really good at? And obviously, like getting to this phase where I decided that the CEO role for me isn't the right fit, it took years. And eventually, I think what really turned out great for us was that it was just coincidence that things happened as they did. And maybe I can share you a little bit as well on why did I decide to become the CEO. So I started my company with my co-founder and husband, Marko. And when we first went to this hackathon, Angel Hack, Marko had always been serving as a CTO for any tech company. And as I had the energy and as I had the vision for the company and I had the passion for testing industry, it just felt like the right thing to do for me to be the CEO. But obviously, in the beginning, in the few years, it really doesn't matter what type of a role you have. Like, it doesn't matter that you put on your LinkedIn, you're the CEO and you're managing director and you're president, because if you don't have any people, then it really doesn't matter. But it starts to matter, in my opinion, when our company grew to about more than 20 people, because this is when you have to really start managing people's expectations, your own expectations. You have to start setting up goals, and there are all these different responsibilities that I, as a founder, have to take. But for me, it was the most important thing, and it has always been the most important thing to make Testlio a great success. And what I've learned over the years is that like really there are no secrets to success. Like when I first started with Testlio, like I really thought that ideas are the ones that make companies a success. But now, obviously, I've learned over those past 6 years of building the company that nobody's going to do the work for you, but you have to work really hard to hire more people to do the work that you've done so far to be better at it. So, for example, like in 2014, we had a team of like 6 people, and we felt that like we gotta like accelerate our growth a little bit, and so one of our long-term advisors came in and said like, I'm gonna help you find a sales leader from the US, because at that point I had only been selling to like smaller startups, like to the Techstars network, because they were always there for me. And he came in and like said that, hey Kristel, I'm just gonna come in and help you find the sales leader. And eventually we did, and from there on we took the next step. Like Testlio got big enterprise customers that I could have never dreamed of, right? And so this is where a lot of companies, founders, a lot of the times have to fire and hire themselves back into some new roles and fill in those gaps in the company to make sure it is a success. Obviously, like you can't hire when you don't have the revenues like backing you up, but this is what drove me a lot, that like I work hard, and if I work hard and bring the revenue on, then I can hire I can hire a person to my team that can help us bring the success and be more successful at it. So yeah, what I realized that in the beginning of the few years is that team is everything, and eventually my role has to be the people's manager, right? Like I have to set the expectations, I have to manage expectations. Like there are all these different things. And eventually you have to learn to manage your expectations, and it's really a challenging task. Like we hired our first people to Testlio after we graduated from Techstars, and that was the first time when I saw that Testlio needs, like we can hire more people, as well as like we need to bring in more expertise to keep growing. But at the same time, I kept doing all the responsibilities, what I had to do. But as I said before as well, like everything changed for us when we grew to about 20 people. Because this is where like people are starting to have different expectations, goals, like they have a different idea of the vision. So you as a CEO and you as a founder have to kind of communicate that a lot back to the company, as well as work with financials, work with the HR team, work with the product team, work with the project managers, customer support, whatever it is. You have to do everything, right? And so getting to the story, like the transition for me started happening actually last year. And just an interesting fact for everyone, I read today from Harvard Business Review that 4 out of 5 founders are forced out of their CEO roles. So this is really an exception when people are like doing their IPOs and they're still the CEO. It's really an exception. In our case, I wasn't pushed out by anyone. Our investors have always been very supportive of me. Like they see this passion I have for testing. But what happened was that in February last year, I became a mom. And the next 7 months, I got to do a lot of self-reflection at home. And this is where I started thinking a lot about my strengths and my weaknesses and the things that I really like to do. And I also thought about all of the challenges that we were facing as a company and where we would need that extra push. And then, this is like, I think the best kind of leadership is self-leadership, that you're very, very conscious about your strongest points, and you can use them to make your company a success. And I know that in the past I met many founders that have like been very keen on holding to the CEO position, but for me, from day one, the main goal has been to make Testlio success. So I want to do whatever it takes to make it a success. So in August, something amazing happened. One of our longtime investors, advisors, and friends said that he was going to make a change in his career. And back then, we met this person, Steve, in Techstars 5 years ago. And Marko and I, who had been mentoring with him a lot, he told us that he's going to do the change. And Marko and I, again, started talking with each other that what if we bring him on board? At first, we were not sure about the CEO role. We didn't even think about it. It didn't even come on the table. But as we started thinking about his strengths again and his experience and all these years of experience that he could bring on board, we thought that this could be the best time ever. And to be honest, few years before that, we've thought about bringing this person on board, Steve on board, but we really were not able to be honest, afford it. And so what happened was that in August, we started connecting with Steve very often, and he flew to Estonia to help us assist our leadership quarterly meeting. And we saw such a great fit, the way he interacted with the team members, this kind eagerness to learn about our challenges and problems even more in depth was just so awesome for us that we felt that what if we offer him the role of a CEO? So, and he gladly accepted, which was huge for us, because I would have never thought that this is something that we would do. I don't think that we would have started looking for a new CEO. It just kind of happened with us. So as I said in the beginning as well, it was just not an accident, but just a coincidence. Coincidence was the word I was looking for. So it was a complete coincidence for us, just the stars were aligned. And I had done a lot of self-reflection, and I found that my heart really lies in testing and in the testing community and growing the community and interacting and engaging with them. So I felt that I'm not using my full potential if I don't do those things. And over the years, I had already understood that I don't really own the CEO role. I don't like the responsibilities that the CEO should own. And even though I know that anybody can learn anything in the world, if they want to, I just didn't feel like it would be a good use of my time. And so we partnered up with Steve, and he joined us as a CEO in October. And really, it's been an awesome ride. We're already, it's been only more than 90 days he's been on board. He brought in one of our biggest customers, he's developing our entire organization to be more mature, to be more better than ever, basically. So it's been a really wonderful journey for me, and I'm so proud of myself as well. Even though as a founder, I constantly criticize myself for not being able to pull things off the way I should be. But I'm so proud that we got to this decision and decided to bring him on board. So if you if you think about bringing in a CEO in the future or today, then think about why are you doing this? Why are you building this company? Just for me, it's from day one, it's been just building, bringing Testlio the success. It doesn't matter in which role I am. I just want to kind of keep firing myself out of different roles. And eventually I ended up being the testing officer, which I think is a perfect fit for my strengths. So this is actually a quote from Joel, from the founder of Buffer. So he has said that we constantly have to think about like firing ourselves and also, again, hiring ourselves. So that's it. Stay super passionate and true to your mission and keep going. So thank you.